Hey guys, it's Sir William of York, and welcome to the grind. So we've decided that we wanted to start playing a little more on our main account for a couple of reasons. One, I think I mentioned this a few times. We demoted to D1. We actually decayed because we weren't paying attention when we were playing on our Smurfs and we didn't play our decay games. And we've played a couple of games since we've come back, but on stream yesterday, we had some really bad games. So these three games, I think we played very poorly. And I just want to take a look at them, review them, and learn from them because, I mean, it's natural. It's what happens sometimes when you play on a Smurf constantly. Your skill level will go down over time. So the only way to get better is to take responsibility and to keep taking a look at it. Hey guys, it's Sir William of York, and we're looking at the first game here. So we actually played versus Tempest. So this Yone is Tempest playing on a Smurf. We learned after the game when someone DM'd us we became a how-to guide on how to play the Kassadin versus Yone matchup. We got a little obliterated. I'm not even going to lie to you. I think this is a pretty straightforward one, and I'll show you why. So the lane is basically over at level 1, and the reason is I go a little bit too aggressive in order to get a ward down. So I talked to Sully about this. So he's a Grandmaster Kassadin one trick. He on North America, his name is Use Plan B. He's very good. He was basically saying that I should wrap around this way, and if I can't get around this way, the reason for that is in case someone's cheesing this brush. If I can't get around this way, because Yone is guarding, just accept reality and go back to the wave. You can't always get this ward level 1, and this is the reason why. So this guy is a little rat. He chases me almost all the way to my tower, and I lose 50% of my HP and have to use both of my pots level 1. Right? Now, the reason this is so bad is because I'm playing versus a very good Yone. If this wasn't as good of a Yone, it wouldn't have been a big wouldn't have been as big as a problem. Right? But what Yone does is he slow pushes to deny us as much CS as possible. And I'll show you. So the thing about this is I can't really trade at all because I have no pots. Like I literally can do 0 trading. I have no sustain right now to keep up with the Yone. And now he got the crash on. So usually in this matchup you want to try and trade a little bit to try and thin the wave and hold it in front of your tower. Now the reason that this is such a big problem will be shown right now. So you can see we build a big crash and I just immediately have to flash out. There's nothing I can do. Right? And so this Yone can just permanently hold the wave in front of my tower. He has complete control of the wave and I'm completely homeless. It is what it is. There's nothing I could do. The correct decision at this point, like, I can't really force this crash out. I burn my flash. This Yone has flash ignite. Kha'Zix is mid. We soon learn that Shen's coming mid. The correct thing to do is to just base here. And instead, I die and I get my jungler killed. And this is just completely over at this point. Like, I've ruined the game. So, end of review. Go to the next game. So, first game was against a Challenger Yone one trick. Second game is against BLG Bin, right here. This is the top laner for BLG. It was confirmed by my Twitch chat. We played this game on stream. This is the account they gave him to play in North America. It's fresh level 30, and he was in the process of ranking it up. So, in for a doozy of 2 games. Now, I am never one. Obviously, it's expected that he would win in a master game. However, everyone's human. Everyone makes mistakes. When I smurf, I lose games, right? If you play well and you play correctly, you can always carry a game. I don't know. I've never really cared when I'm versus a smurf. I use them as learning opportunities. That being said, Bin completely 1v9s the game and is the reason they won it. So, looking at the mid matchup, though, disregarding Bin, we have an Unsealed Spellbook Twisted Fate. He is going actually really bizarre runes. The Celerity is interesting, but we're going traditional first strike Kassadin. We're going the Malignance build. Reason we're doing the Malignance full AP is they're very squishy. In my opinion, I feel like it's very easy to carry into their champions if we can get sufficiently ahead and stay ahead. In the early lane versus TF, we just want to try and preserve HP while getting all the free CS. If he tries to trade, we always want to trade around our casters. We did E-start to try and get the 3 melee minions because he wasn't really interacting with us. Small detail here, but I take a little bit of a bad trade, so I went EW to help with last hitting under tower. So we get this, and then we know we're 1 minion off of 3, and he's looking for a trade. So we do that. We should be able to level up Q really quick and Q him to block the damage from this, and instead we walk out of range. So a small thing, we should just take free damage and miss damage back on him. So this is kind of the first interesting moment of the game. So what happens here is we take a little short trade with TF. We decide we're going to take a base here, and they're invading as raptors. So this is a little bit greedy with how I do this, but I use the fact that my jungler is a distraction for them, and then I TP back to lane. I use that to take a base. We end up getting Lost Chapter because we don't have gold to go tier plus rod. So I think it's just better to get that instead of tier plus blasting wand. I'm sorry. But we're in a pretty good spot. What we want to try and do now, if we can, is prevent the base. And I don't know how I deleted all the portraits on the side of the screen, but whatever. I've never done that before. So now, instead of fast pushing, this is pretty important. Instead of fast pushing, because it's a cannon wave, what we do is we deny some CS. And now he's super low, so we can look for an all-in. So I think I kill him here. And we trade 1 for 1. I think we could have done that a little bit cleaner. We probably should have let him use his card. Or stack one more ult. I think it's fine to trade 1 for 1 here because he misses this entire minion wave. So he loses 1 wave, and now this wave is also going to slow push back to me. So he's losing 6, 7, 8, because that wave had 5 minions. So we lost almost 2 full waves. And now what we have to do is let him use his stacked deck. He autos, so we can look to trade and thin the wave. That's what I think I should have done. I mean, he used his ult, so he's not really a roaming threat right now. I'm pretty sure it's on CD. He like ulted top when he was walking back to lane. That was a really bad ult. No. The reason I did that is to get rid of his gold card because my Xin Zhao was coming mid. Beautiful. Now Xin Zhao's camping us. We're in a beautiful position to carry this game. So we base, get Blasting Wand. And if I am TF, all I really want to do in this lane, because he can't really ever beat me 1v1, is I want to get push and roam. If I'm me, what I want to do is try and trade to prevent him from roaming, basically. That's my only goal right now in the lane. Obviously getting CS is important too. The only way I lose is to TF is generally if he gets ahead from side. So I'm getting between him and the wave. And so I go to try and save top tower. I fuck up that blast cone. And we end up losing the tower at 10 minutes, which is how you know it's a good game. Our top lane's down 40 CS, and he got solo killed and lost top tower. So Pin is crazy fed this game. The most fed person in the game by a wide margin, just from CSing well, getting every single top plate. We do get a kill on Bin, so that's our claim to fame. We have killed world champion or world finalist Bin in solo queue, North American solo queue. But yeah, we go mid, we pick up this wave, or got lane swaps, which is a pretty common thing you'll see. You'll see people covering each other's lanes. Just want to see if this guy is TP. I really don't know what I did to remove the side of the screen. There's a lot of random keybinds in this game mode. Anyway, so now we go back mid because we crashed the wave, so it's going to slow push towards Urgot. Okay, this is the game-losing fight for me. So, re-looking back at this situation, I have a fully stacked ult. I think I could have carried this fight if instead of flash ulting on the Shen, I go onto the Seraphine. And the reason is because even if I die, I output enough damage to be useful for my team. And instead, I keep going like super deep here, and I die. Look at how much damage my ult just did to TF. If I had flash ult on Seraphine TF, it probably would have been an instant double kill. Because I would have done flash E on them, or ult E on them, and then we could have turned on the Kayn and the Shen, versus I flash ulted for the support. So look, this is a fully stacked R. I just saw a low health Shen, and I should have been pathing this way and tried to flash ult there. It would have been a 3-man ult plus an E. I'm so tilted at myself for this play. Now instead of us getting that off and doing a bunch of damage, I die. I trade 1-for-1 with a support Shen. Everyone here is still alive, and Bin TP's in behind the team. And this guy I don't think has TP, yeah? And wipes my entire team. So 100% my fault. This is the play where I lost control of the game, in my opinion. I think it just would have been a much better decision. This is where I'm kind of too much of a KDA player, and I go sometimes for things that are too weak. Even if I die here, I think my team wins the fight, because of the amount of damage I output. Alright, so last game of the 3 that we're taking a look at. Playing against this guy, I'm just a girl. I will say, this is the worst one. Like, by a good margin. I basically solo lost my team the game. So I'm just going to take a look at it. We were part of it I think was tilt, part of it was just we were annoyed. I feel personally that my team will really outscale the enemy team as long as we can stabilize the game. Just based off of the way it's going, we have decent front line, but they also have dive threat with me. They have an immobile backline character. They have limited wave clear also. They do have pretty good peel. They have decent front line. I don't know. I just feel like we scale well here. So, yeah. Let's take a look at the game, though. Okay, so level 1, this is really bizarre behavior. So I think there's a couple of options, but I should probably try and trade with him a little bit. He does outsustain us, but we have TP advantage. Looking at this situation, basically what you want to do versus energized champions, so you want to trade after they use their proc on the wave. So you can click on them, and you can see this little bar fill up. When it reaches 100, their next auto attack, if you read it, it does... He basically gets 7 health back, and it's even less if it's against a minion, right? So you want to force him to use his auto attacks on the minions. It gets better. The disparity gets bigger as it scales a little bit. Now, our jungler here invades and just runs it down into Lee Sin for some unknown reason. I don't really know what was going through his head, but not a lot we could do about that. We probably should have pinged him back sooner and clearly communicated that we were not coming, though. So as for here, like, we're just focused on last hitting. We're never going to get the wave out in time to be able to punish at level 2, so it doesn't really matter. This sequence here is a really bad trade. So, I mean, I walk up, I EQ, he autos a minion, so I'm basically using the minion to cover for last hits. I walk back so I don't get hit by the bouncing bomb, and then I walk forward to auto that minion, I miss, and then I walk up. When I walk up to this point, I should just go for the minion. The reason is I've already walked up too far and I'm in his range, so at this point I'm just taking damage for free. So I take an auto and a W for like basically nothing. He's taking minion aggro, but it doesn't really matter. It's not enough. And that's suddenly half my HP gone. The rest of the lane, nothing interesting or nothing that interesting happens until right now. I could have, like I said, I could have last hit a little bit better, but what we do is we bait him into an aggressive trade and stepping up in the lane. So Viego ends up getting a gank. We use our W slow to try and get him in range. The only thing I'm unsure of is if this is even worth it from the perspective of... No, yeah, it's 100% worth it. But yeah, we were able to get a kill, and suddenly, like, this great game looks great, honestly. Like, looking back from this position, I just needed to stabilize the game and keep it stable, and it would have been so easy to carry. We were able to get a lost chapter at 6 minutes. We got a kill. I'm about to run it down, and this is kind of the point where the game blew up. I'll show you guys what I mean. Okay, so basically what happens... We go to stop Lee Sin on Dragon. We end up actually stealing the dragon, I believe. Yeah, but it costs us half our HP, which is arguable whether or not it's always worth. But we're able to get a good trade, and he ends up taking a tower shot. And I ult flash auto a minion, and you can see if you look here, he lives with 17 HP. Normally, when I ult flash into a minion wave, I do something where I press X and I toggle target champions only, right? There's debatable about whether or not this is worth that sort of thing. This is 100% a solo kill if I just press that button, and it's my bad, and this completely ruins the lane for me. From this point on, I've lost control of the game. The lane is completely unplayable. I proceed to die many more times. So, yeah, just ends up being a really rough game from this point on.